Hello and welcome to today's GQHQPQ. It is myself, Goose, of Goose's Quizzes here, taking you through your podcast today. There are four of us in the studio ready for some podcasting action, and we're excited because we've got a slightly new format today as well, which you can get involved with. So if you're looking to get involved next week, you're listening to this and you thought, oh, I wish I could have got involved. You can get involved. Welcome to the podcast as a independent guest at home. You are now an audience member guest and you form part of the audience, but you're also going to get your scores back as well. So I'll explain more how that works later, but welcome along to the podcast. If you feel like getting involved, we'll tell you all about it later. But right now, we have four of us in the studio for some podcasting action, and I'll introduce everyone as we go around. So I'm here, Goose, and then we also have Scott.
Hey, happy to be here.
And then we have Louis.
Hello.
And our guest, but also employee and resident of Glasgow, our Glasgow area manager, Kirsty.
Hello.
Kirsty is here with us as well. So we are ready for some quizzical action. Kirsty is joining us for the first of the new format podcast, GQHQPQ, and I assume you're extremely excited.
I am absolutely buzzing out of my mind.
Brilliant.
Yep.
Well, I already alluded to it, Kirsty is our Glasgow area manager. And also our resident graphics designer. Graphics designer. But does anything basically that you see graphical that goes out from Goose's Quizzes, Kirsty is the one that is doing that.
Yeah.
And has also run probably getting into the highest number of quizzes. I'd say between you and Scott, it's probably close to who's done the most quizzes.
It's a fight to the death.
Yeah, I'd say Kirsty.
I was going to say, like, between us, we've probably done more than everyone.
Oh, well, that as well. Yeah. If we gang
go
up.
the other way.
I really wanted to do the stats from the start, and I was planning on doing it, but then other things got in the way today. But
we can put them in post.
Yeah, we can put it in the post. It'll be a weird edit afterwards.
28 questions.
But welcome along.
Thanks for having me.
And I'm glad you're excited for some podcast action.
Yes, it'll be good. It's been a while.
And if you didn't realise, actually in studio. So
here in person.
Yeah, so
not coming to you through the interwebs.
Yes. So ready for some exciting times. We're going to get on to the quiz soon, but we're going to go into some questions. We've got 5 questions for you, and we've got little segments as well in between, so ready yourself for that as well. But we'll get started pretty shortly with the first question. Or we're going to go into a team name theme discussion, which is me as well. So we've been getting in a lot of team names. We've got new hosts joining us and have been working with us for the last little while, and they've come up with better team name themes than we ever came up with. Mm-hmm. So we have been enjoying the new team name themes, and recently we've been discussing, actually some of them have been pretty good. Have you? Is there ones that you've seen and you've been like, I've never thought of that before? I'm glad that they've started thinking of team name themes. We do, by the way, at the start of quizzes to basically stop everyone from going Quiz Team Aguilera or
extra. I always say a little bit of extra fun. Raise my eyebrows at everyone, but they can't see me. Yeah, just to get the same, so we don't get the same bad quiz puns, because then everyone goes, "Oh, big fact hunt."
Yeah, constant.
And then looks at you like
every time.
This is the first time you ever heard this?
Yeah. Although I did have some regulars called Big Fact Hunt because they liked the way I said it.
Like too slowly.
Because I said it too slowly, yeah.
But we can all agree, though, that the most panic, because some places, some venues that we do the quizzes at, you have to have a team name theme because there's a team name prize. And if you have if you get there and you can't think of a theme, the panic of that, I think, is worse than
the fear
anything of hosting.
Yeah. Agreed. But no, there's been some quite good ones lately.
Yeah, what was the one? We got one up the other day, which we put in our chat. People quite often put in the chat. Our hosts put them in our work chat.
Our general chat, yeah.
Because they're so pleased with how it went. And do you remember what this one was? I'm going to read out some of the ones.
Oh, I remember.
5-foot garden gnome was one of the teams. The pygmy goats, which I don't think is actually in the theme. Might have been. Bun injections, which I assume might have meant bum injections, but I don't know.
I remember now.
Yeah. Do you remember what the theme was?
Yeah, best or worst impulse buys?
I think it was worst impulse buys. Someone had engagement ring and a Sony goddamn mini disc.
My favourite of those ones is the 42 unused online design courses.
Was this from? It was from Jeremiah's Tap Room. That.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bundits.
Or was it Bundits?
Yeah,
Bundits, I think.
Neve Bundits.
Yeah. Neve comes up with some good team name themes.
Yeah, absolutely.
The new person I think who's coming out with the best is John. John cracks out some recently. Who's one of our new hosts who is bringing up ones that I'm like, I've never thought of doing that before. You think after doing this for how many years, we've had more people. We would have had most of our team name themes covered, but we definitely haven't.
Oh no, yeah. I always get stuck and it's like, when was the last time I used this one?
Yeah, I can never remember. Yeah, the exact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got my favourite one always, which is replace a word in a film with the word jobby. In a film title with the word jobby. If you don't know what jobby is, it's poo. It's the Scottish word for poo.
One of the better ones I ever did was at the outhouse way back when, which was a very small wee place, so there wasn't tons of teams, so it meant I could do it. Which is back in the pen and paper days as well.
Oh wow! The back and before.
The back and before, the times before. But it was like a team name that had to. It was almost like a 5-part story. So for each of the rounds, they had to have a separate team name that was connected to the team name they had before.
Yeah,
Nice.
That was really good fun. Really hard to mark for anything more than about 4 teams.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But that was a good one.
We would struggle with it now, but
Yes.
I do like these ones.
Yeah.
I used to also just get people to say, "What's your team name?" Like, "What's your team song?"
Yes.
And then just
put
make
them
a
on.
playlist.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
do
how
that,
I would do
yeah.
it. Like, you just give me a song.
I love that one.
That's what I'm looking for. Good stuff. We can move on.
Scott, you're doing a great job.
Are we going too long?
No.
We've got this so organised, everyone. It's great. That's why we're looking at Scott, because he's got the running order behind.
We need like an off-camera light so I can like flick it on and off without me being like,
Yes, please.
We're all looking over to Scott to make sure it's all okay.
We this live stream know that's what you're doing.
it's fine.
This is when you tell them we're not even recording.
Please check we're recording.
Unless we do like a real unnatural. And on to question number 1.
Oh, good. Everyone's filled in the stuff. That's a lovely segue. We've got the stragglers coming in.
Oh, nice.
We can do the games. So, we've got 5 questions to go through. They've been curated for Kirsty.
That makes me nervous.
So obviously, the not to get you to win, but for things you might want to talk about or experiences or things like that. We can go through. I need to double check. Are we going to record the rules?
Yeah, we'll put them in post.
Okay. Don't have to worry about that. People watching live though.
I can go through it quickly, the rules, if you want.
Go for it.
I've not done it for a while, but I reckon I could crack this out in one go, and this could be the recording. Okay, the rules. The way it works is as follows. Nope, not got it.
Damn it. I thought Warren was going to cough and ruin it.
The way the rules work is each of our questions have been asked to hundreds of teams, and then we have a percentage of those teams that got each question correct. We've picked a set of 5 of those questions. We'll run through them. The answers don't matter, but what does is the percentage of teams that got it correct. Now, each of us in the studio, apart from Louis, who's running the quiz, will be picking a percent or guessing a percentage of teams that got it correct. And the way it works is straight up, whoever gets closest wins. But there's a little interlude now where we have a kind of like, I don't know what you want to call it, like a robber. And the robber is the audience. And so we're all against the audience now. So the audience's average comes in as well. So you're all filling in the form. That form constitutes an average for us to go against as well. So our 3 percentages, Scott, Kirsty, and I will have a percentage go up. And then the audience's one will come up afterwards and will be in between where, the answer and us. Mm-hmm. Getting points in that. Whoever's closest gets 4 points. Whoever's furthest away gets 1 point. And the rest works out in between that. Does everyone understand?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
It's clearer on screen.
Yeah.
And in the podcast, we'll have the rules follow up more obviously.
Who the hell was that?
Some good scuttling.
Yeah. That second week in a row of Scuttlepod.
For people, if this makes it into the edit, you can play along. Yeah, like you can watch live on Twitch. You can play along as well. So listen out for when the next one's going to be.
Yeah.
For people taking part in this now, it's going to be more visual based for people who are watching on Twitch. So we'll get the question on screen. The answers will come on screen too, your guesses of everything. So it's all going to come up on screen and we'll chat about it too. So there's plenty of resources to make this as easy as possible. And then you'll be telling all your friends and in no time. It'll be a fun Friday hits. But I think are we all good?
Yes.
I think so.
I'm ready.
Thoroughly explained.
Yes, I say overlay, as some would say.
Overly explained.
Overly explained. Let's go.
Okay, we've got 5 questions. Question 1, so you need an answer and a percentage. People in the chat, you filled in the form, but you can just stick whatever you want in the chat too. If you think people went too high, what you think the answer is going to be. Question 1, which novel features the characters Hazel, Fiver, Blackberry, and Bigwig? So question 1, which novel features the characters Hazel, Fiver, Blackberry, and Bigwig? And what percentage of teams got that one correct? Yeah, it's killed the mood. Yeah, people taking part at home. If you're listening at home, if you're watching just now, yeah, let me know if you know the answer. Because everyone else here is stumped.
Yes.
What novel?
Yep. But what do we say, folks? Answers don't matter. Answers, schmanswers. That well-known phrase.
You know what? I saw the answer earlier. And then I've completely forgotten it because I was so busy at the time. I was like doing other things. So I saw the answer, can't remember it.
Oh dear. I've got a lot of ink on my whiteboard now.
Sorry, I should have clicked my pen on the table.
No.
I'm ready whenever you guys are.
Okay, good. We'll just, what are we watching on screen? Okay, good. That's fine. There we go. It's on screen too.
Nice.
There we go, the question on there. So let's talk through. So I'll type in what everyone's put. People have whiteboards here. They can show me. We'll start off with you, Scott. What have you said?
My answer?
Please. And percentage. Go for it.
Tom Sawyer, 57%.
Tom Sawyer, 57%. Okay. And Goose?
I said Charlotte's Web, 58%.
Ah, 58. What a snake. Okay. And Kirsty?
I said The Famous Five and 48%.
And 48%. Okay. Different answers from everyone for this.
Oh yeah, I have no idea.
A bit of a broad spectrum. We've got some guesses in the chat. We've got 37 or 45.
What do people think the answer is, though?
What did you put?
I put The Famous Five question mark.
Right.
There's 4.
Oh, I lost count. That's why the question mark was there.
Yeah, so I can tell you the answer if you want the answer.
Please.
It is Watership Down.
Oh.
I never heard of that.
No.
I was going to write. Okay.
I could stop
Of
thinking.
course.
By whomst wrote that?
That's not on the sheet.
No. Doesn't matter.
Let's not crash that laptop. So.
It's not part of the question.
Yeah, so there we go. That's it on screen too. Watership Down is the answer. Everyone's got their guesses in. So this should be coming up. Let's show these.
Good.
Yeah.
Just double checking everything's good. Okay.
Just taking it easy for the first one. So there we go. 58, 57, 48. You all laughed at Warren when he said 12%.
I mean,
you went low. So do we want to do audience or actual first? We'll do actual first.
Actual first.
Cool. So the actual one for that one, for the percentage of teams that got that one correct, is 79.6%.
What?
Yeah. It's pretty high. It's pretty high. It's pretty high, folks.
I suppose we always forget it's a team of people.
Yeah. And they've probably worked through all the ones you suggested and said, nah, it's
Yeah.
not. There's no bigwig.
There's only 4 of them.
That's not a bigwig novel. Yeah, so the actual one, 79.6, so pretty high. And we can see what the average from the audience is as well. And we go through the scores too for that one. So closest gets the most points for this week. It's the least amount of points is how it's going to work. The audience average for that one was 47.1.
Oh, below me.
47.1 is
Pretty
low.
low.
Yeah. So that means, who's closest? It means Goose is closest, then
Yes.
Scott, then Kirsty, then the audience.
We know it.
So there we go. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Not really close, but closest.
No,
is
I
what
mean,
we can
just
say.
the highest of a bad bunch, I would say,
Yep.
which sounds like a weird...
Best of a bad bunch.
Yeah, so 4 points for Goose for that one, 3 to Scott, 2 to Kirsty, and 1 to the audience for taking part.
Very nice, everyone. Very nice.
done.
So
Well
that's the
done.
way it runs through now. That's our little set of questions. Is Watership Down important to you?
No.
I just looked it up and it's like an animal, so like
Rabbits.
Animals of Farthing Wood
Yeah.
type animated film.
It's not like Animals of Farthing Wood.
So it's happy.
It's
I know, I don't think it's happy either.
It's quite intense. Hazel's the one that has all the visions, right?
I've
Maybe.
not read or
have-
seen it.
There's a rabbit
Zero
that has
context.
visions.
Right.
There's a lot of blood.
Oh,
and
like Donnie
things.
Darko.
It's more violent than Donnie Darko.
Is it about like the forest getting taken down? Is that one?
Well, they have to move.
That's Animals of Farthing Wood.
Are we just talking about the same thing and it's just called something different in Australia?
Richard Adams was the author, apparently. That's all I know because
Okay.
I've never heard those two words.
Oh, yeah,
together.
Watership Down's the
It's a 70s thing.
sad one, yeah.
Yeah, it's like the 70s. It's 70s animated, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see that, and then I just want to read the Dawn Treader one, where like the mice have swords and things like that.
Oh.
It's
Oh.
Is that the Abbey, the one where they live in the Abbey?
something like that. There's loads of them. I think it's called Dawn Treader.
Stuart Little.
Yeah, that's the one. Who was it that was involved in Stuart Little?
Hugh Laurie.
Hugh Laurie, no, but it was M. Night Shyamalan.
M. Night Shyamalan wrote the
What a
script.
twist.
Yeah, I think it's amazing. But yeah,
Oh no, that could be. I'm confusing that with someone else. Anyway, there is a novel with mice that fight with swords and things.
is it called like Fire Plane Up?
Fire Plane Up.
Because everyone knows rabbits are the opposite to mice. Like,
Yeah.
the exact opposite. And
That-
it's just
That's true. That's true.
thanks everyone for backing me up there. I'm really glad. Well, we have big news from last week. Huge news, Scott.
How's that weather? Jack said it wasn't going to snow, but then it snowed. There was a hill he was going to die on.
You're so convinced.
I mean,
Flawless.
Wait. I'll try that again. It was snowing earlier today. Did you know that? Like there's
and hailstones.
there's blue sky out there now. But which reminds me of last week when Jack was so adamant that it wasn't going to snow.
it wasn't even that he started claiming conspiracy on the
He
weather.
thought-
On the weather.
Yeah, so that they could have a news story to tell.
If you don't know, Jack's our social media person. He does all our social media, and
He was on the live stream once.
he was on the live stream once, and he's also done a podcast with us. Has he done a podcast? Yeah.
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 He's done a podcast with us. He's desperate to get back on the podcast, but Jack is our social media person from Today Agency, and yeah, saying like it was a hill he would die on is probably underselling how.
Oh God, he was
Yeah.
absolutely
It was
convinced.
him
Like,
against the world.
Yeah.
He was convinced it was something for like a news article, and so obviously
He's like, mark my words. just you wait, you'll see. There won't be any snow.
and it was like the matter of less than 24 hours later, and it was
It
snowing.
starts snowing. Yeah.
Not one snowflake will touch the ground this week. You have my word.
Well, he's a liar.
And then the best of it all was, so then it did snow, just in case you hadn't realised where the story was going. Spoiler, it did snow. And it was his responses to the fact that it was snowing. It's like fake news. That's a dusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not an event stopping. Like, what did he say? Not a,
It didn't stop the traffic or anything.
I mean, it's still snowing.
I mean, yeah, like the way he had spoken about it as if it would never snow again.
no effing way. I want a video of it falling from the sky.
And then about a matter of
Total
10
fluke.
10 minutes later, Scott sent a video of it snowing.
Hardly a disruption it was made out to be. A non-event.
A non-event.
And since then, Jack's gone viral on TikTok. So, I mean, are we saying there's a correlation between fake news and virility on TikTok? That's what I'm saying.
Oh, get
No.
into the hot takes here.
Yeah, well, you know, we have to put something on it.
Boiling hot.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think as long as you're saying something that's supposedly, what's the word? Your strong opinion about something doesn't have to be true. Just as long as it's strong enough opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now Jack is viral on TikTok.
for that opinion.
No, he's viral on TikTok for his opinion on the BBC's new logo.
Oh, I thought you were going to say about Stocky B. One second.
Jack also has an issue with an area of Edinburgh called Stockbridge being called Stocky B, which I agree. I struggle with that.
Yeah.
I just enjoy winding Jack up about it.
Yeah.
Because it is fun winding Jack up about anything, because I've never seen anyone get so angry about nothing.
Stubborn boy.
Like, I think I get angry about weird things, but Jack gets angry about things that are, like, completely arbitrary.
Yes.
Well, you know.
We'll definitely get him back on at some point.
Oh, for sure. Can't wait for that.
Ah, good. So, question 2. Everyone's got a clean whiteboard.
Yes.
Yep. Question 2. So, 50-50. During the summer solstice, would you get more daylight in Bristol or Glasgow? So, answer, but also what percentage of teams got this one correct. So, during the summer solstice, would you get more daylight in Bristol or Glasgow?
Oh, wait. Okay.
Summer solstice.
Yep, summer solstice.
I don't know what that is.
The opposite of the winter solstice.
I mean, I just don't know what that means. What I really mean is I don't know what that means.
Well,
Longest day of
another
the
question. You can't just tell him that.
Okay.
It's part of the question is knowing what it means.
Wait for Louis to all his teams to get, like, ridiculous high scores. Let me just explain the equator to you all.
Okay, people seem more confident with this than they did Watership Down.
As we're all so well read.
I've heard of Glasgow, to be fair, so...
Okay.
And Bristol.
Okay, we'll go reverse order. Kirsty, what have you said?
I said Glasgow and 95%.
95. Goose,
I said Glasgow and 84%.
84. Right. Scott,
I put Glasgow, and I'm the meat in this quiz sandwich at 90%.
90 from
Hey.
Scott. All right. So,
People will know that, surely.
There we go.
Why did I go so low?
yeah.
It's still in the 80s.
So, everyone got it right. So,
I reckon higher than the audience, though. I reckon audience is someone's always tanked it and just gone really low.
possibly. So, let's see the answer, first of all. So, it is Glasgow. You get more light
Yes.
up there for that one.
Because further north.
Yes.
Is
Yeah,
that
my
See it now.
nice, thanks. It's good. It's good. Yeah. My mind thought it might have been a trick for a second. When as soon as I'd written it down, I was like, no, it's fine.
It's hard to engineer that trick.
Yeah.
The curvature of the earth doesn't really allow it.
I don't really have that sway, but I can try.
I mean, if you believe the earth was flat, this would be just a minefield of a question. I always want to know, right? We've a lot of quizzes, but do you think anyone has been? We'll talk about it afterwards. I want to think.
Yep. So everyone's in. Let's get those on screen so people can see.
I'm so upset with my answer now.
Yeah. So we've got
So upset with
84,
percentage.
90, 95. The actual one, and then we can see what the audience put for their average. The actual for this one came out at 90.4.
Tough to beat. Tough to beat.
So
That is tough. There's no way the audience is beating that.
0.4 away. Scott.
There is no way the audience is beating that.
Scott is the closest, and we can see what the audience average is, though,
No
unless
way.
they're bang on. Let's have a little look. No, they're 73%.
Oh, wow. They're further
Way down.
away.
So yeah, 1 point again for the audience. Scott gets 4, then Kirsty gets 3, 2 for Goose, and 1 for the audience. Let's just show everyone
Feeling good.
scoring
feeling good.
for that one. There we go.
I'm feeling good as well. I'm fine. I'm doing good.
Proud of you.
Worrying. So wait, what's the top score here would be 100. No, there are 120 points on play. Nope, there's not 120 points on play.
What?
There's 3 times.
20.
20.
There's 4. Yeah, 20 points to the top score, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just sorry. But I'm trying to figure out how many points there are available across the whole thing. Like how many points. So it's 4 plus
40.
3 plus 2 plus 1
No, 50
times
points
5.
available. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. That's my little.
Not in the hundreds.
Don't know why I thought 100.
I'm so confused now.
I
There's too
just-
much math's been
I
done.
thought, yeah. But the thing is, if it's a tie, if everyone tied for all questions, it would be you would get 40 points. Nope, you would get 20 points. It's just the same. It's just the same. But there would be then that many points available.
I'm really enjoying this live
Scott,
math.
yeah, Scott, make your eye movement. Make him move on.
Do you think we've had people who think the Earth is flat come to our
I
quizzes?
have been given stickers from a team that said the Earth is flat at one of my quizzes.
Do you think they actually
No,
believed it?
no, I don't think they did. Not that team. I think maybe the person who'd made the stickers that gave it to that team, who then gave it to me, did. But I don't think they did directly.
So here's the extension of this question. Do you think you've met anyone that is a flat earther?
Not knowingly, but I'm sure I have.
I really don't know
Well,
if
I mean,
have.
what's the percentage of flat earthers?
Low.
Good percentage question.
If we could get accurate numbers on that, let's go for it.
Yeah. Put that on the form next week.
Yeah, are you a real flat earther or not? Next week, tune in to find out.
I mean, no one's ever been to Antarctica, so
Of us.
yeah, exactly. Who could say if it was
She's not wrong.
That
real or
is
not?
definitely how science works.
No, nailed it.
Got me there.
Can't think of a rebuke for that.
Turning point in our beliefs.
Generic question, Kirsty. What podcast do you listen to?
I listen. Well, I listen to a lot of actual play D&D podcasts. So Dames and Dragons is my favourite of those. But I also recently have been listening to a lot of ologies with Ali Ward, which is like she gets a
What's ologies?
ologies. It's like anyone who has like an ology, like psychology, biology, but more specific. So she speaks to like experts about just stuff.
I've heard of it.
Okay,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah,
I know
native
what you're talking about.
ecology, or
Oh, so anyone who has an ology. Right, okay, I see. Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah, and that's really interesting.
So
So
then
it's different topics.
we
every
could
week.
consider ourselves quizology,
Maybe,
quizmasterology,
yeah.
triviology,
Triviology.
things that don't really matter.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Knowledge-y.
That sounds pretty interesting.
Knowledge. Ah.
Nice, Scott.
Yeah, it's really, really fun to listen to because it's people who like really know their stuff talk about things in quite a like relaxed and fun way.
And I imagine they do sort of misconception style things. And
Yeah, and she also asks things like, she always asks them what the best thing about their job is and what the worst thing about their job is and what they really don't like doing.
what would you say the best thing and the worst thing about your job is, about being a quizologist?
The
Which is now what we're calling ourselves, by the way. That's the rebrand for
Lofty.
our company. It's just happened.
Quizology.
It's like someone announces themselves as a quizmaster. No, you're a quizologist.
Yeah, it's like a nutritionist and
Yeah, it sounds like a,
dietitian.
or a mixologist.
A foodologist.
One's not certified.
Yeah.
One is.
What would you say the best and worst part of your job is? Seeing as you're our guest and we want to...
I don't know. I think one of my favourite parts of the job is like those like little, I don't know, like the speaking to people on a regular basis and being friendly with them, but as a kind of like extension of the quiz. And I wouldn't have met a lot of people except for through the quiz and stuff. I don't know, like just the bar staff and people who work at bars and people who are commenting on the quizzes. It's just nice to.
I like
That's
that.
my like favourite part, I think.
And you don't have to say a worst part if you don't want to. That's not something we want
My
to
least favourite part.
My least favourite parts.
No, it's probably dealing with men who don't like that I have marked them wrong on their questions.
Oh, not just in life. Like, not just in the street.
But that as well, that's also tough. But
All of what you're
that's,
wearing here, wrong.
yeah.
Very fair. I'm sure there's no shortage either.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No.
I mean, I like, as a 6'4" man, I can't imagine, like, people come up to me and get angry about it. It's like, yeah, not a good situation, I think, at times.
I've gotten good at like Googling things fast to double check facts that people come and test with me.
I desperately
I find
lie.
papers about them.
Oh no, I just go, I'll look into it. And if they go, because it's like, I'll look into it. Yeah. Take a seat, I'll look into it.
Yeah. Well, I'll find out for you.
Next question.
Yeah. No with the mic.
Or if you hold the mic up to them, they'll shut up. So
Yeah.
quick.
Oh, yeah.
They'll shut up. So
I got a great one the other day at a private quiz I was doing. It was a big hockey club, and it was like, they said there was going to be about like 50 to 80 people there, and there was way over 100, and it was just sort of like, oh, this is more than I was expecting. One table really rowdy, and they shouted at me about an answer to a question, and it was Ebony and Ivory was the question, which duo sang that song. And so also one team wrote Cliff Richard and Paul McCartney, which I found the funniest answer for some reason. I don't know. That's very, very much Ivory and Ivory. Like, but the answer is Stevie Wonder and Paul McCartney. And this team shouted at the top of their voice. It's like, that's not a duo. They're not a duo. And I was like, what did they sing? And they were like, a duet. And I was like, so what's that? and you just saw the whole team like shrink down. It's like, because it's a hockey team, like, you know, this huge club of people, everyone's like, way.
Hey.
And there's nothing better than getting everyone in a room to like weigh at a team who have definitely put themselves out there to be like, I wouldn't do it to anyone who hasn't been, you know, dickish, but you want to shout at me, you know, it's my favourite line. If you're going to come at the king, you best not miss, you know.
That's fair.
I'm sure I've said this on the podcast before, but my dad used to be a avid heckler in my quizzes. When I did them in Edinburgh.
It's why you're the quizologist you are today.
Yep.
That's why I moved to the other side of the world.
Yeah, other coast of the country. No, but was always wrong as well. It was never like heckling from a good point. It was never, or that's not how you pronounce that. Okay, great. Thanks. I'm going to come into your work and tell you how to pronounce names of the drugs you're prescribing to people. That's fine.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah. That's not how you do a knee injection.
Oh. You look like you're going to say something there. Sorry.
No, that was me giving the eyes.
You leaned in very suggestively. Question 3. So, people, clean your whiteboards. Question 3. So, the Getty, or the J. Paul Getty Museum, is located in which American states? So this is sort of art, geography crossover here. So question 3, the Getty or the J. Paul Getty Museum is located in which American states?
No. I've got a terrible thing in my head here, and I'm going to tell you about it after the question.
Okay,
Oh,
take your time.
Right.
Answer and percentage for this one, please.
Oh, I don't think this is right. Okay, doesn't matter.
These are rough questions.
These are rough questions. Why did we bring an artist on?
Well, I'm not convinced in my answer either, so...
This is...
City.
State.
States.
Solid.
I'm 50-50 between two places, and I think I've chosen the wrong one.
Oh, Scott, you got something written down?
Something written down, yes.
Right.
It's just the word something on a board.
Okay, so everyone show me, first of all, what they put. What do we have? We got yeah. Scott, can you show me yours?
No one else look.
No one else look.
What's the thinking behind that, Scott?
Just rolls off the tongue.
What have you said?
Just how it rolls off the tongue.
Because for the visual medium, this is easy.
I wrote Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. I wrote California.
I wrote New York, but it was between New York and California.
I originally wrote New York
Yeah.
and then wrote California.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is California.
Yeah. So I'm waiting way too low.
Cincinnati,
California.
The Cincinnati branch is going to open soon, I
Too
think.
low.
I think that's scheduled 2025.
Okay.
Yeah,
Look forward to it.
They're going to serve
Cincinnati
only
one.
Skyline chili and nothing else.
Percentages, though. So, Kirsty, you said
72.
72. Scott?
74.
74. Right. Goose?
Oh, I said 46.
46.
I hope you're wrong.
I really
All
think
right.
that-
So, we've got a case of people not knowing the answer, but being confident.
Did you
In other
did you
people's
say
abilities.
Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Sorry, that's not a state.
I know.
But, did you think about it being in? I don't want to get into it too much, but did you think about it being the Gettysburg, the Getty for that? Doesn't matter. I was thinking
No.
Just say yeah.
I just maybe
the Getty.
maybe
threw
it's
me.
just the double T in Getty and Cincinnati.
yeah.
Yes.
It's fair. So the answer was actually California.
Yeah. California. So everyone's got their guesses in. We can show. So Goose said 46. We've got 74 and a 72 for this one. Let's get those up. So there we go.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's the actual for this one came out at 33.9. It's a low boy.
Solo.
It's a low one, which isn't surprising when 1/3 of the people here got it correct.
Yeah.
I almost
Checks
got
out.
it right.
Oh, so pleased at that.
Stats check out.
I think that's one of those questions that people just throw their hands up at. It's like, we'll never know that.
Well,
Yeah,
we'll never
yeah.
get this.
And
If
then
it's
don't
not
try and make-
Cincinnati, I don't care.
Cincinnati or bust.
But we've still got the audience average. So let's have a look. I think Russ put in the chat. He said his guess was 43 for this one. The audience average for this came out at 53.6.
Oh.
Which puts them.
So they're
Is
second.
Is that gone up to? You can reduce the size of that if you want on the
Okay.
just to make it clearer.
Move the cell or just reduce the
Reduce
size?
the size. I'd say. Sorry, like make the font smaller.
Yeah. So that one shaped up to be. I can show everyone. Scores wise, so 4 points for Goose,
Feeling good.
3 for the audience, 2 for Kirsty, and then 1 for Scott for that one.
No, I'm sorry, Scott.
Such a fall.
I'm not sorry. After your celebration last week.
Yeah, but he was very close with his last one though. So.
This is true. Closest of we can. I'll put that into the system next time.
Yeah.
How far away everyone is on total. Let me just go grab a drink and then we can move on.
Well, I might run to the toilet if you're grabbing a drink. Then
Yeah.
we can-
Go for it. Go for it.
This side of the screen will be empty.
Put some sort of visual there.
Some sort of
edit.
visual. Do you want
Just
another
pictures
drink?
of us.
Future
No
Scott,
one-
edit this out. We have a break slide. We can go to a break.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, you guys are still here, so if you fancy carrying on.
Louis, it's up
We
to
can
you.
just talk about Cincinnati.
Yeah, we can chat for a bit. Warren, do you want to step in? No.
We timed it perfectly for a siren as well.
Just like we've done this before.
Nice.
Done this before.
Are you guys on a break?
No.
We're on a podcast break. The live stream's very much still there.
Live streams there. Gorgeous live stream people.
Hello, everyone.
Me as well.
So we people can't see the gifs on screen.
Nah.
Nah. What's the point? Shut it down.
Might put it back.
Shut it down.
I haven't added all the elements yet. Is the
We've
thing.
only got fire, water, and earth.
Yeah.
We don't have gifs.
Don't think we have the audio either. Does the audio come up?
So I've been putting in these things on.
Yeah, looking like a straight fool. That still works. That's fine. That's fine.
Good.
How's everyone been? What time do you have to? What time do you have to head off?
25 minutes.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, Red Wall is the one about fighting mice.
Red wall.
Red Wall. Lives in an abbey, yeah.
Also, I found this orange on my desk. Very solid.
Is that not tangerine?
No, it was an orange.
This is like a cricket ball.
Yeah. Wait,
So hard.
wait. Has it gone off and like?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh wow! I hope you heard that on the.
Okay, wow.
Good one.
You're also, by the way, for everyone from the live stream, you're still welcome to do the percentage guessing. You'd only be involved the last two for on the actual live stream, but you're very welcome to still do it. It tells you what you're going to do for next week as well. So if you want to get involved, you still can. Just to let you know. I thought I would just get that out there now, so that everyone understands what we're doing. And does everyone understand how we're actually running this? So the way it works is that we obviously go against the average from the audience, but we're going to take all the audience answers and do a big like leaderboard across the whole thing. So say we get 10 audience participants in, the top score would be 10 and the bottom score would be 1. And so we'll do all the rounds and make sure it works like that as well.
And if we get 50, will the top score be 50?
If we get 50, yeah, the top score would be 50. I really like it. And then I think we're going to do a week-on-week thing. And so, what we'll do is we'll get a leaderboard for, say, this week's podcast. And so then it'll be, the scores will be in like the hundreds probably, I'd say, at that point. That's really annoying. and the scores will be like high. And then what I reckon we do is a kind of almost like Formula One style scoring. So that the top, like, half of the leaderboard get points and the bottom half don't. So you have to be in the top half to get points. And we just do it week on week. And we just keep going. And so then, like, so I know there's two sets of scoring I'm talking about here, but I'm talking about, like, your points for the actual percentages and then your points for what position you are on after that podcast. And I think the top half get points and the bottom half don't.
Okay.
I think it'd be good fun. But I can explain it more in a long form podcast, you know?
Cool. Not like these type.
Goose's. I'll have a spin-off podcast of all the games I want to play with people and how much too complicated they are to play.
All right, I'm going to cut quickly to a break screen so that when I edit for the video, because this is just for the live stream people, all this good juicy behind the scenes stuff. So I'll do that, and then I'll quickly come back and we can move on to the next bit. Back.
Oh, right. Good.
Wow, it's like we never left.
It's like
We're
we
just-
never left.
Smooth and easy.
Things I
Like,
do for you people.
like the bus service in Edinburgh.
Is there a big difference? When you said
See?
you wanted to talk about this,
Flawless.
I was like, oh, okay. I get transport. I mean, I'm terrible at public transport. Like, I
Really?
always manage. Yeah.
Like you just get lost, or
Not so
you-
much lost, just like there's one bus that never seems to turn up.
Really?
The 35.
35. Oh, what are you talking about?
What?
35 turns
Scott,
up
that's
all the
all,
time.
that always turns up.
Yeah,
35 is real regular.
Really regular.
That's-
Absolutely not. Not in my area. Nah. It's such a flake.
What do you mean in your area?
like
I don't know. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. Like,
Are you waiting at the wrong bus stop?
whether I catch it from, because it's one of the ones
you're
that
thinking
go
of,
from.
You're thinking of taxis.
Yes, that's it.
Are
I was
you,
wondering why the buses were so small.
just double checking, we're talking about Lothian bus here.
Yeah,
You're
we're
not talking
talking
about a first 35 or something.
No,
are
no,
we?
no, no.
No, that would be late.
Lothian bus.
Yeah.
No, because whether I get it from Corn Exchange, because it's the one that I sometimes get back from playing soccer,
Oh, aye, yeah.
And football.
or the one from, because I catch it outside Lidl, just up the street. Always late.
Do you have the app?
No.
Oh, the app is really
Oh,
useful.
come on.
Do
now.
you plan your journey on Google Maps beforehand?
Yes.
Oh,
Right,
well,
is
that's
that
no.
bad?
No,
No,
that's fine.
it-
That's
it-
good.
it
If you
can't-
said no to both, I would have no sympathy for you.
Why don't you
I
use the app?
I would still use the app over Google Maps.
Okay. But even on like the
I don't look at
bus
that.
stop sign,
The app tells you exactly when it's going to come.
Yeah.
I'm going to download it right now. Sorry.
Unlike the first bus
Take
app,
this.
which doesn't.
What does it just tell you the timetable?
No, it tells you when it's going to come, except it's not based on like live times.
Based on reality.
It's based on the timetable.
It should have been there already. It's like, fantastic.
Yeah, so well, it's not. So I'll wait for longer then.
Is it really, like, do you think the difference between Glasgow and Edinburgh transport?
Noticeably, the buses are worse.
We went on the Clockwork Orange when I was through.
Yeah, the
watching-
subway is fine, except it doesn't work for most people because it's tiny and it's one circle and it's never ever been extended.
Where does it go between?
Well, I mean, it goes
Centre
like
and west?
about as far south as it goes is like Ibrox, and then
That
the
means
West
very little to
End
me.
and
Oh,
the centre of town is
Rangers
it.
Stadium.
Oh, no, I know that it's Rangers Stadium.
It's not
what
very
I don't
far
know
over
is
the-
I don't
the
know how
Clyde.
far that is south.
Right.
I
right.
am much further south.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, I have to get a train, a ScotRail. I have to get ScotRail.
And so the Clockwork Orange isn't that helpful. Just in case you don't know, the Clockwork Orange is in Glasgow. It's the subway. It's a really old subway as
Really,
well.
really old, and they've never ever extended it ever.
Quite
It's one
nice,
of
though.
The only ones that's never ever been extended, and it's one of the oldest ones.
I absolutely decked my head on it when we went on
Yeah,
it.
it is tiny.
I still had a lump from that for like weeks afterwards.
Yeah, you are taller than it.
I really had to like play it off, be like, that wasn't too sore. Check, I'm not bleeding. Yeah, fair enough. And the buses
It's
I've never
the
taken.
buses
in
I have
Glasgow.
a problem with.
Is it bad?
Yeah, the buses aren't great. I had one of the buses I used to get very regularly to get to Cottairs when I was running Cottairs quiz in the West End was the number 3, and one of the drivers who's very regularly on the number 3 bus, he has shut my arm in the door before while I was getting on,
Sorry.
No.
and he's regularly on that route. So I see him and I'm like, I'm on the bus.
For the podcast listeners, that was eyes at eyes motion.
Yeah, fingers at eyes,
at his motion.
fingers at, yeah.
Yeah, that's it's amazing. There is something brilliant about seeing someone, run for the bus and then doesn't get it. Or like I saw the other day, bus was still stopped at the bus stop, and then the guy ran and like got to the doors, looked at the bus driver, and the bus driver looked at him and just carried on. So I just drove away.
Yeah.
It's like you could have easily stopped there.
Yeah.
I've been standing at the bus stop and buses just go straight past. It's like,
I've started
It's
to
not a
wonder,
bus.
does Scott know how
it's
to
not a
use
bus
a
go
bus?
past. It's called a bus stop. They're supposed to stop
No,
there.
you're meant to put your hand out if you want the bus to stop.
Why would I be standing there if I didn't want to catch a bus?
Oh, don't come to Glasgow
Scott
and use the
doesn't know
buses
how
yet.
to use buses. This is the issue, isn't it?
They
doesn't
will-
have the app,
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
know
no.
how to hail a bus. What are you doing? That's...
He gets on and tells him when he wants to go and expects him to take him right to the door.
Oh, that happened. we had this, I'm going to tell you this story. We were at a stag party recently. One of the guys coming to the stag party had to get from a train station to like a house, and he asked all these questions about how to get there, and he was like, "What bus will take me there?" And it's like, Google will tell you that. Google will tell you what bus will take you there. It's like, how long will it take? Google will tell you that. Again, Google will tell you that. Just Google this. And then we just made this joke that was like, he'll probably get on the bus and just say to the bus driver, "I'm going here." Just like, doesn't know how the buses work.
Yeah.
Scott, do you think the buses work like that?
No, but one time I just remembered. One time I pressed the bus stop button while I was on the bus, implying that I would like to get off on the
The
next
bus
stop.
didn't stop
right?
immediately.
This is when we did the quiz out at the.
Yes, I was here for this. I remember
Yes.
that happening, yeah.
And I pressed it because it was going to be the last stop until like it went out past Ratho
Yeah.
when we did the college quiz. I can't remember, it was some university something.
Harriet, what maybe?
Harriet
Probably,
Watt,
yeah.
yeah.
And then I pressed it. Ding. Cool. Everyone like acknowledged. Yeah. All right. Let's brace ourselves because the bus is going to slow down soon. Bus driver, like the clappers, straight past. And then I was like, went up and I was like, "Do you not stop when the bus stops?" And he's like, "Oh, are you standing there?" I was like, well, "No." And he's like, "Wow, can't drop you off anywhere here." It's like, anyway.
And I was standing alone in front of a room of like full of students trying to like just set up by myself. And
So
while I was
far
doing all
past, I had to
this
catch a bus back the other way.
stuff. Yeah.
Scott.
Buses don't seem like your friend, but fair enough.
Wow.
Hate it. Next question, please. Did-
Question 4, not bus related. Question 4. So, what is the name of the green pigment in plants that absorbs light energy used in photosynthesis? So, question 4. What's the name of the green pigment in plants that absorbs light energy used in photosynthesis? Answer and percentage for this one. A range of faces here.
No.
Some green fingers. Some not so green fingers.
Right.
We'll just jump straight into question 5 after this as well.
Yeah?
I can't think of an answer.
Oh.
I feel like I know it.
What's the name of the green pigment? I feel like it's right there.
I've got it right. It's right on the tip of my tongue. I'm not going to look.
Yeah, hide your answer.
Do you have it, Kirsty?
I think so, but then who knows? I might
It
be
doesn't-
horribly wrong.
It doesn't matter about the answer, though.
No.
I'm sure I would
Answer,
get to it.
Schmidt.
Answers, schmanswers.
Have you got a percentage?
Yep.
Sweet. I think we're ready then.
Okay, so show me what you got. We can talk through the answers. No answer, and Scott went for
83.
okay, right.
Yeah.
Kirsty, do you want to read out what you put?
Chlorophyll.
More like borophyll.
Ah,
Got him.
And 96%. Is what I put.
yeah. So it is chlorophyll, and then percentage-wise, you went for 96.
I went for 96. Yeah.
Scott, you went for
83. 83.
83. Goose,
79.
79.
I reckon that's too low, though, because
Wow.
I think we'll do no chlorophyll.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
I would have known chlorophyll after a while.
Everyone knows chlorophyll.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everyone knows chlorophyll.
So
Chlorophyll.
yeah, bit of a spread. 79, 83, 96. This one, people believe you, Scott. It's okay. So the actual answer for this one came out at 94.6.
Oh, no.
So Kirsty's very close.
That's awful.
Kirsty's very close. But we can see what the audience put. The average for the audience. If people got
Did
the
they go
hang of it.
high?
I think they might sneak in, yeah.
I don't think so. I think people haven't got the game yet. So
Well, let's see. People, have you got the game? 87.3.
oh, I'm so bad at this one. That was awful.
Yeah, so that means Kirsty gets max points, then the audience, then Scott, and then Goose, who didn't believe in the audience.
I don't know what. I just couldn't think of the answer, and then because I couldn't think of it, I was like, no one will think of this. So
Yeah, but that's
I
a
remember-
dangerous game to play, that.
Yeah, so there we go. Well done. Look at your points.
I remember those lessons. I do remember it, but that was a 1 point bad round.
Yeah, we've got some Ross Kirkwood 91, Annie's beat 98, so some high ones in there. Green
Right.
Fingers, got the hang of it.
I'm going to do the audience audience scores after this. I'm going to sit down and go through it and figure out how to do it. So we'll get the leaderboard up tonight, hopefully, so everyone can see their actual where they would have done, and against us as well, against Scott, Kirsty, and myself, and we'll put ourselves on the leaderboard as well, and we can see it in total how everyone would have done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Okay, and question 5, the last one here. It's exciting. I've not really kept track of who's doing what position wise, so it could be all to play for.
I'm feeling confident.
I'll record to you. It could be wrapped up.
After that last one.
Who knows?
I'm feeling confident.
Okay, so question 5. Name the Scottish football club based in Glasgow whose mascot Kingsley was designed by the artist David Shrigley.
Oh, no, wait. I had to guess a percentage.
Yeah, so answer in percentage. So name the Scottish football club based in Glasgow whose mascot Kingsley was designed by the artist David Shrigley. Answer in percentage, although answers don't really matter. Percentage matters for this. But yeah, take a second, write it down, see how you're thinking.
Don't look at my board.
Some cheating.
Was Scott looking at your board?
Yes.
I've already got something written down.
Uh-huh. So you say. That's what a cheater would say.
I'm feeling good.
Oh,
Oh, did he just show like? Did I not see it?
It was a quick flick of the wrist.
Do we have the same? I haven't seen yours.
I don't know. I didn't see yours.
okay. Everyone show me. Everyone
So
turn them.
confidential.
Turn those whiteboards.
Oh no.
Okay, right.
Okay, so what did everyone say? The answers.
Right. So everyone can say it at the same time.
Partick
Partick
Thistle.
Thistle.
Patrick Thistle.
Patrick Thistle. Did I write Patrick? No.
No one did. But percentages, Goose, you said
69.
69. Scott,
75.
75. Kirsty,
73.
73. All right. So,
I have to tell you a story about numbers after this.
let's
Just remind me about the.
Can't wait.
About,
Can we just skip straight to it, please? Please.
so rude.
Yeah, we got some in the chat. We got 79, a 70,
people are really
a
in the
72.
70s.
People, yeah, thinking 70s.
I think that's a doubtful though, because if people know it, I reckon there's a lot of people who don't know this.
Well,
No, I think it depends which city you ask the question in.
well.
Well,
So
it's across all our cities.
we got 69, 73, and a
Including
75 percentage wise. This one, from all the teams we've asked over all the years, came out at.
Oh yeah!
Wow.
It's quite the celebration.
55.6. That was quite the squeal.
Just remembered his story about numbers.
It's a good story as well.
Yeah, 55.6 was the actual one. So currently we're looking at Goose being closest, obviously.
Currently, we're looking at the worst scenario possible. Goose walking
See,
with us.
I kind of want the audience to slide in.
Oh, there is no
But
way
that
they're
just
sliding
pushes
in
me
this
back.
one.
All right, so
But
There.
everyone went really high. Everyone went high.
we've got 69, 73, 75, actual 55.6. The audience came out at 69.9.
Do you remember that time I got snaked on 69
Yeah.
during a live stream? This is the exact opposite of what has happened.
So 4 points to Goose, 3 points to the audience, 2 points to Kirsty, 1 point to Scott.
We need to get a new GIF up in here of me looking really happy after that just happened. I won on 69.
No, you can just do
And
the
the
noise.
audience
Just do
had
the noise, Scott.
69.9. Ha!
Yeah, so let's get the scores on screen so everyone can see.
Oh, that was just delightful. Do you want to hear my number hilarity?
Yeah, tell us your number story.
You know the question we had in the quiz recently, which was, or a question I had in my quiz recently was, what number is associated with cannabis culture? And I think most teams usually get that. Team of new people who came into our quiz. They were like a slightly older crowd. They were really nice folk, and they asked me a couple of questions about the quiz because they'd never done it before, and they seemed like they were really enjoying it. And at the end, came up to me and they were just like, "Was the number 420?" And I was just like, "Yeah." And they were like, "We're all like chemists and drug. They're like drug specialists, drugologists, and they were like, we have never heard that, and said that like they'd even worked in some cannabis cultures and things like that, and different things. I was like, oh, they're like, so why is it? I was like, I actually don't know. Like, I don't know why, but I just thought everyone knew that was the number. It was like it's one of our fairly easy questions in our thing, and this whole team had been sitting discussing all as drug people, like like drug specialists, experts. And they didn't know the answer. I found it really funny. And they were like, is there some reason, like, chemically it is? I was like, I couldn't tell you.
It's because of the time, isn't it? There used to be like a code that someone used in like university or whatever that was like...
Well, they checked it and said it was about the date as well.
I think there's a lot of people, like, different opinions about what
Yeah.
it actually is.
But unfortunately, no one can remember because once they decided it, it's like, yeah, let's do that.
It's about the time.
Thank you.
We have a
Confirmed.
specialist in the room.
This podcast is filmed in front of a live studio audience. Yeah, and I think the day came from the time. It was like, 4:20.
Yeah.
The 20th of May.
Yeah.
No.
20th of May.
You didn't let me finish. Marijuana. In April.
The mayor of Marijuana Town, yes. Right, I think we're ready.
Yeah, so
Final scores.
uncharted territory. I'm just going to keep pressing the buttons.
Yeah, you press it once more, and it does a thing, and it goes to. I've written this all for Louis, and I'm worried. There we go. Look, it says the final scores.
Wow.
This is also prime for me to have written something wrong, like to spell something. Have I spelled anything wrong throughout this? You know, the one I was really nervous I might have spelled wrong in all these programs is audience. Every time I wrote audience, so it's like, I could have spelled this wrong,
right.
definitely.
That looks close enough.
Audience. It's a hard word to spell when you're trying to just write it out quickly, I think.
Yeah, so the final standings, I can see who's where, which is good.
Thank you, everyone.
I don't know. So we're going to do bottom to top then, I suppose. So
I think we are.
in joint third place on 11 points. Two people here. We've got Scott and the audience.
Yeah.
The two cool ones. We did it, everyone.
The two cool ones.
And then top two, between these two here, head to head.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how many came last. I don't think you came last in any of them.
No, I think I did.
'Cause I definitely
At least
came last.
one.
Well, winning score is 15. Second place was 13.
Oh,
So
close then.
pretty tight. I mean, yeah, audience Scott on 11 points. So there was no real losers apart from Scott.
How confident are you? Tell me. How confident are you?
I'm never confident. That's my secret.
Oh, you see, that's the problem is I'm confident with everything I go into. It's just like, I'll definitely win this.
I am confidently unconfident all
Like,
the time.
I watch the Masters. It's on right now. I'm watching the golf, and I'm like, I could do that. It's like, I think to myself, it's like, give me a few days training. I'd manage that. I've hit one shot like that in my whole life once, and it was a total fluke. I could win the Masters.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, Tiger
Done it
Woods
once.
comes back from a car crash after 500 days, and it's like he plays okay, and everyone loses their mind. I couldn't even like swing once and get anything close to what they're hitting. So yeah, I'm aware that I'm too confident. So
Well,
but
final standings.
I
then.
reckon I've won this.
Okay.
Winning on
We'll see.
15 points. Winning on 15 points this week is Goose. And then second place, Kirsty. Now,
I'll take that 30.
We'll get this verified,
Congratulations.
obviously, because Goose put this together. So
Yeah.
What, you think I've like put some trickery into the system?
What, who knows? You're the one who wrote the
That's
system.
exactly
I
what someone who
was-
put trickery in the system would say.
yeah,
I'm
we'll
a
get
very
this
fair person. When it comes to these
independently
kind of things.
adjudicated.
You know what I'd really like to know? I'm going to do this after. I might even do it on the live stream afterwards. This is our fun on the live stream afterwards. It's me working out how to make everyone's score work. Like, I'm interested to see actually how high up the leaderboard I am in that. Like, of everyone.
Okay.
Wow.
We'll do that afterwards. We'll let Louis do his thing and get away, and then we can have some numbers fun.
Yeah, I'm happy for some numbers fun.
Oh, numbers
And
fun.
If you can save that,
Sorry,
Louis, that'd be
missing out.
great.
Don't save, just quit.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. If you just hold down the power button on your laptop.
Oh no, this
Just
episode
close
didn't
the
record
screen.
at all.
Nice. Scott, do you want to get rid of your ninja?
Yep.
Well, let's wrap up the podcast. Louis, how did you enjoy running the new system?
Oh, it was a blast. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Well, someone else can do it next week, so you'll figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I'd probably be me next week doing it.
You.
Yeah,
Cool.
I think so. Kirsty, thank you very much for joining as a guest.
Thank you for having me.
Have you enjoyed the new format of what we've been doing?
Yeah, it's good. I like it. I like being able to see things on screen as they happen as well. It's nice and streamlined.
Oh, thanks very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, excellent. We're going to finish up the podcast recording there, and we'll keep on with the live stream for a little bit afterwards. So if you're here next week or you want to see the podcast, we're here on Friday afternoons, usually recording starting at about 4. So we'll be online usually from about 3:30, maybe before that. So
Yeah, hopefully next week a little bit earlier. We had a few good glitches.
A couple of technical
just a bit
difficulties.
earlier.
a few issues, but we'll be on next week for some more podcast action. But this podcast will be out probably in about 2 or 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, something like that. Maybe a bit longer.
Well, the people listening to it it'll be out.
It's out now. So, enjoy. But we will see you all again next week for some more podcast action. Kirsty, thank you very much for being our guest today.
Thank you. Goodbye from the past.
From the past, I'll say Louis.
Goodbye.
And Scott.
But thanks in the audience, me in the audience in last.
And from your winner, myself today, goodbye. Goodbye.
Wow, so
Super.
chill. Okay, I'm going to just go flick to another screen.
Right.
Okay, and now we start recording.